Hi guys, today I'm back to film the Get to Know Me tag. I just feel like I don't share a lot of detailed stuff, I guess, with you guys. Sometimes I'll just share something kind of general. But I thought this would just be kind of a good way for you guys to get to know me and I can get to know you. So let's go ahead and get started because there's 21 questions and I like to ramble. So the first one is, are you named after anyone? I've never said my name on camera, but my name is Bianca, so it is a pretty rare name. But I've asked my parents before, why did you pick the name? Is there any particular reason? And no, just picked it out of a baby book. They liked it. So, I mean, nothing super fancy. Number 2, when was the last time you cried? I think I've kind of mentioned this before in videos, just kind of more subtly. I haven't really kind of outright just said it, but I do have depression and anxiety. So that combo right there, it can really get to me sometimes. Last week was definitely one of those times. I don't remember what my boyfriend said to me, but he just kind of gave me some, it wasn't super bad news, but it was just some not so great news. And I just remember I was just kind of had a, not a breakdown, but you know what I mean? I was just upset about what he told me, and then I was like, well, why is everything going this way? Nothing's going right, blah, 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 blah. I was just, kind of crying and just venting. So that was the last time I've cried. I really haven't felt too terrible since I vented, so, I'm kind of glad I just let it out. 3, do you have any kids? I do. I have one. He is 5, going to be 6. He's in kindergarten. I mean, he's the only one I have right now, but his dad and I have been together for 9 years, so, I mean, it's a possibility that we would have more, but, I mean, right now we just have the one, and I'm happy with the one, so. 4, if you were another person, would you be friends with yourself? That's kind of hard to say. The only reason I say that is because I'm pretty introverted, so I really like to just stay home and read books and stuff, and, I don't really like to go out to bars and parties and that kind of thing. It's just not what I like to do. And because I'm introverted and I like to stay home and kind of be alone a lot, I feel like it can be kind of hard to be friends with me because I just don't feel like going out and doing stuff. So I guess I could be friends with myself, but it would just be kind of a every once in a while hang out, and it wouldn't be a super close friendship and we wouldn't see each other every day kind of thing. So yeah, I think I could be friends with myself. It just, we wouldn't have a super close friendship. 5, do you use sarcasm a lot? Yes and no. I use it when I'm around people that I know I can use it around, like my boyfriend. I know he'll understand it because we have a very similar sense of humor. But if I'm around people that I don't think are gonna get it, like at work and stuff, I do not use sarcasm. Or if I do, it's very rarely. But yeah, I kind of am careful about who I'm sarcastic with, so not a lot, just kind of here and there, I guess. 6, would you ever bungee jump? I don't think my anxiety would let me do that. I think I would really chicken out. It would have to be something pretty special for me to do it. A very special place, or I'd have to be getting paid for it or something. I don't think I could do it otherwise, and it's just, the thought of it already is giving me goosebumps because I'm just imagining standing on a bridge or something and just looking over the edge and just being just breathless pretty much. So yes and kind of no to that one. 7, what is your favorite cereal? So I have 2 answers for this one, and the more grown-up answer is the Special K strawberry cereal. I love that one. It is probably one of my favorites, or it is my favorite, I should say. It's one I've repurchased the most, I guess. The little more kid answer, and I don't eat this all the time, but I do like this cereal. It's the Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. I mean, when you have a little 5-year-old kid, they're bound to pick out sugary cereals. He doesn't eat cereal every morning. In fact, he rarely eats cereal for breakfast, but every once in a while he'll pick that out, and it's okay. And then, of course, I steal a bowl or 2. So that's kind of another favorite. 8, what is your favorite thing what is the first thing you notice about people? I would kind of say the first thing for me is I'm trying to gauge their attitude, kind of. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of the first thing I try to notice is what's their attitude like? That's kind of what I try to notice right away. Otherwise, I mean, it's just the personal appearance stuff. Like I'll notice their eyes and their hair color and that kind of thing. But mostly I'm just trying to gauge their their personality and kind of attitude stuff. Just because if somebody's really grumpy, like I want to go. I want to go the other way and run away. If you're being really grumpy and mean, like I don't want to sit here and, hang out with you. Like I want to go. So I'm going to say attitude, I guess, just because that's the first thing I really do try to notice about people. Number 9, what is your eye color? It's blue. That's what it looks like. It's my natural eye color. My son has bright blue eyes. My mom has bright blue eyes. My grandpa on my mom's side has bright blue eyes. So it's just hereditary thing, which is the thing I find really interesting because, like I said, my grandpa has really bright blue eyes. And my grandma has brown eyes, and they have 3 kids. They have my mom, my aunt, and my uncle, and all 3 of them have blue eyes. So no one has my grandma's brown eyes, which I thought was kind of, I don't know, I just find that interesting, I guess. 10, scary movies or happy endings. I feel like scary movies most of the time have, like, not happy endings, but you know what I mean? Like, they're, like, happy to be alive, like people that make it out. I'll say happy endings because, that makes you feel good. So I'll say happy endings. 11, what are your favorite smells? So of course I like things very sweet smelling, cupcakes, cinnamon sugar donuts, red velvet, that kind of stuff, like those sweeter smelling things. But I also really like kind of fruity stuff. And I also like, I wish I could think of a way to explain it, but if you've ever smelled Twilight Woods from Bath & Body Works, it's kind of got like, I don't want to say a muskiness, but just kind of a little bit like that. Otherwise, for example, this Juliet Has a Gun perfume, this too, like it's got like a little bit of muskiness to it, and that's something I like as well. So mostly sweet stuff, mostly fruity stuff, but I do like a little bit of like musky stuff too. 12, summer or winter? That's really, really hard to answer because I live in Wisconsin and it snows a lot and it can be really, really cold at some times, and it can be, summer times can be hot too, but it's winter time can be really brutal. However, I do not like summertime because I hate wearing shorts, I hate wearing flip-flops, I hate being sticky and sweaty. But at the same time, like I said, winter is just brutal, and it's more fun during the summertime because you can go do stuff. You can go outside and do things. In wintertime, sometimes you can't even do that. So I'm gonna say summertime, even though it's kind of neither. I like fall and spring a lot. So I don't know. I'll say summer. 13, computer or TV. I guess lately I would say TV, but I feel like most of the time I would say computer. But I've actually just been kind of distant, I feel like, from social media stuff, and I'm totally okay with it. So I've been spending less time on the computer and more time, watching TV shows with my boyfriend or watching movies with my son, or we do other things obviously, but like lately it's just been more TV than computer. So I'll say TV. 14, what is the furthest you've been from home? I haven't been like out of the country or anything like that, but I've been to, Wisconsin's just kind of right in the middle. I've been to Washington, D.C., I've been to Texas, and I've been to Las Vegas. In Texas, I think I went to Dallas. Yes, I went to Dallas. So, I would say probably Las Vegas would probably be the furthest. Oh, that, or I've been to Salt Lake City and Idaho and stuff. Didn't go to Washington, but that's kind of, I think, the farthest I've been is just kind of further out west. So that's about it. 15, do you have any special talents? No, I'm a pretty boring person, to be totally honest, or at least I think I am. I don't have any special talents or really any special hobbies or anything like that. or at least none that come to mind, I guess. So I'm going to say no. 16, where were you born? I was born in Illinois. My grandparents live about 20 minutes from the Wisconsin border. So I was born in Illinois, but I've always lived very close to Wisconsin. And then I think when I was like 2 or 3 or 4, we ended up moving to Wisconsin, and I lived here ever since. So I was born in Illinois, but I pretty much always lived in Wisconsin, and I pretty much consider myself like just Wisconsin. Like I don't really think much about Illinois, I guess. 17, what are your hobbies? I mean, obviously YouTube. I like to read, I guess. I'm trying to think. I don't really have a ton of hobbies, just because if you have a child, you kind of know, like, I don't know, not that you can't do stuff for yourself, but I mean, like, they're children, they're time consuming, you know? You want to spend your time with them. So really just kind of like reading, spending time with him. I like to play computer games sometimes. Like I like to do the like seek and find games, but I don't do that very often either. I'm kind of more of an artistic person too, so sometimes I like to draw. But I guess that's really it, because I don't really do a whole lot. So you can count shopping, I guess, as a hobby, right? I like to shop, so there's that. 18, do you have any pets? I was gonna see if my dog is in here. I don't think she is. I have a dog and a cat, and there are some fish. The dog is my dog. Her name is Daisy. She's a little Yorkie Terrier. She just got a haircut, so she's just adorable. She's so cute. I just want to squeeze her. Otherwise, we have a cat, which is actually my boyfriend's cat and my son's cat. They got that as a Christmas present from my boyfriend's mom, so grandma. She's just an all-black cat. Her name is Shadow. She does not like me. She likes me if I feed her, but she just loves and adores my boyfriend. Follows him around the house, just meows at him, rubs up against his legs, But me, she just does not notice unless she's hungry and she wants food. So, because we're a family, she's kind of my cat too. And then my son has 4 fish. He has an angelfish, and then he has, I think, could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure they're called scissor-tail barbosas, and he has 3 of those. I don't remember what their names all are right now, but I know one of them's like Speedy, one of them is, he calls the angelfish just Angel. I don't remember what he named the other 2, but it's kind of funny because it's like Speedy something and something. But those are his fish, and we obviously all take care of him because he's 5 and he's got a really huge fish tank. But I mean, again, we're family, so I consider them to be like my pets too. 19, what is your favorite movie? It's really hard to say too. I mean, I just really like almost all movies, just anything funny. This is gonna, I don't know, sounds kind of raunchy, but it's a favorite. I love Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 is just in my opinion, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Of course, though, I love, Adam Sandler movies, but I usually like his newer ones. His old ones, I can appreciate those, but the newer ones I like a lot better, and I think that's just because they're a little more family, oriented. Grown Ups. That one I love, too. So I like funnier stuff. I do like some scary movies, but they don't really make it into my favorites, I would say. There's also things like, the Fast and Furious franchise or series. I really like that too. Watch that with my boyfriend. Those movies I love because they just make you feel like you're a part of their family, and it's just, it's cool to have watched the actors have grown over the years, because I've watched Fast and Furious with my dad when I was really little, the original, first one. So, I mean, it's just cool to have watched that grow over all this time. So, those are kind of some favorite movies. 20, do you have any siblings? I don't. I'm an only child. I do, however, on my mom's side, my uncle has a daughter, and her name is, well, actually, I'm not going to say her name. I was going to say it, but I better not. But she has, 4 4 or 5 years younger than me. So we've really grown up together. And she's the closest thing I have to a sister. She feels like my little sister that I don't see very much, but she, you know, we've grown up together, so she's probably the closest thing I have to a sibling. 21, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I feel like I'm grown up, but I don't feel like I know what I want to be. I've talked about this before in something else where I've just said I'm just kind of going through this whole, like, what do I want to do with my life situation right now? And I think I've kind of gotten it sort of narrowed down. There were 2 career options I was kind of considering, and the first one was a cosmetic chemist, which I think sounds just awesome and badass, and I really liked chemistry class in high school, so I just, you know, was really leaning towards that. But the problem with being a cosmetic chemist is you can't just live anywhere. You kind of have to live, like, for example, L'Oreal's is located in New Jersey. There's a few located in California. The closest one to me is about 2 hours away. There might be some in Chicago. I'm not 100% sure, which that too would be like 2 hours away from me. So I don't know. There's just none super close to me, and I just was like, well, I don't want to have to pick where I live based on my job kind of thing. I want to live where I want to live because I want to live there. So the other career I was considering, and I think this is kind of what I'm going to do, is I was leaning towards accounting because that's another class in high school that I've taken and I really, really liked. I've always liked math and science classes, except for I didn't really like biology a lot. But I mean, chemistry I really liked and math classes I really liked. But I'm kind of leaning towards accounting because I did enjoy that class in high school. And my boyfriend being in culinary, I know it's his, you know, dream to own his own restaurant one day, and I feel like that's kind of that way for a lot of chefs. You know, they really do want to own their own restaurants and stuff. But if he does, then I feel like if I have my accounting degree, I can kind of do the bookkeeping stuff for him. But right now, I just think I'm going to go back to school for accounting and get my degree and work for a company for now. And if he opens his own restaurant, then maybe I'll quit and help him. But that's just kind of the plan right now. The only reason that scares me is because I am a little bit more of a, I guess, kind of a creative person, which I think is why I've worked at Ulta as long as I have, and I love makeup and stuff, is just because it can be so creative and stuff. But I think that at the same time, working retail for as long as I have, I've also really learned what I want and what I don't want. For example, this is just an example. Holidays, of course, you know, retail they don't really honor holidays, neither do, you know, fast food places or medical, you know, positions, police officers, that kind of thing. They don't honor holidays as much, you know, like you don't get to have the day off. And I've just kind of learned over time, like I don't want to work holidays, and I don't want to fight with my coworkers to have Easter off. Like, I just want to have Easter off and not have to worry about it or feel bad about the fact that, you know, someone else is now working for me and that kind of thing. Like, yeah, so there's things like that, and I've learned, you know, I just don't want that. And, you know, obviously if you take like an accounting job, I don't really think they're going to make you work on Easter unless there's, you know, some kind of emergency and you would have to work. But I was just, you know, just for example, just something like that, you know, I just kind of want the typical things, you know, to not have to worry about holidays, to not have to worry about like weekends and stuff. I almost always work weekends. And of course, my son, he goes to school 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. And he has Saturday and Sunday off. And if I have to work Saturday and Sunday, then I don't get to see him very much. I mean, I get to see him like dinner time, you know, every night, but it's rarely ever that I get to have a whole like weekend to spend with him and, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of figuring out what I want and what I don't want. And I'm kind of figuring out what I don't want more than what I do want. But I guess that's what I would say I want to be when I grow up, is I'm gonna try to be an accountant. We will see. If I think it's too boring, I guess that's kind of a problem I'll have to deal with then. But yeah. So that is it. Please let me know your guys' answers down below. We can just kind of chit chat. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very good about replying to comments because, like I said, I've just been kind of taking a break from social media. So, you know, I'll upload my videos and stuff, but then like kind of once I upload, I'll usually reply to the comments that are there, and then I kind of just hop off and I'm kind of done. So I don't usually linger around on my videos for too long after I post them. But yeah, that's just kind of it. So we can talk in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.